So I feel like I'm missing because like we're probably about the same level. I think our results are about the same, but I think that I should be able to just like win more consistently. Basically, I should just be able to 3-0. But yeah.
Are you able to see the stream by any chance?
Yeah, it's working. So cool. We can watch this first and then your VOD second.
Yeah. I have like an hour to spare, so we should have enough time, definitely. Is there like anything like any sort of like you want to? I guess like wait, let me say this first. Like, what's your like idea or like your game plan like right now going into this matchup? Like, what do you do right now in this matchup?
So the main way I view it right now is I kind of just stand on the ground and spam arrow to deal with Shaku, and sometimes like there's two ways because both of our like my base game plan, like Youngling's base game plan is spamming projectiles.
Yeah.
And Ryu's base game plan is spamming Shaku. And like both of us can also try to punish that. So like I can sometimes just punish Shaku with like a jump in aerial, but I don't really do that often because it's very high risk as Ryu. And Ryu will also do jump in there, which is then what you also have to play around. And I feel like I get really uncomfortable versus jump in there. I feel like my spacing horizontally is not good before he goes for them. I feel like I tried to go for I don't know how to whiff punish it. I used to go for like pivot grabs, but the pivot grab is probably the easiest way to whiff punish it.
Yeah.
But then if you miss, it's like really bad. So I don't know. I started going for like down tilt more, but then down tilt's much harder to whiff punish it.
Right.
And then also like, yeah, that's basically how I view it right now. Like his disadvantage state is terrible, or at least it's not good. I mean, obviously, if he's a good player, then he can still remedy that a lot. And like you said Icon is a really good disadvantage state. So like maybe it's harder. To
Icon and Ashimo both have it. I believe, actually, like, this is one point I'll contest. I actually believe that Ryu's disadvantage state is a bit better than most people give it credit for a couple of things. Obviously, there's focus, but the first thing is that Ryu has, like, the fighting game character factor where he can frame trap you for trying to frame trap him. And what I mean by that is, like, let's say you're trying to, like, chase him in the air and you try to hit him in the air dodges. He'll land first, and then he immediately gets off his frame 2 down tilt, or frame 2 jab, both of which confirm to sure you can, like, kill him really early. Terry has the same factor where he could like land and then jab you right away. That I believe makes it hard. I think Ken has the same thing. So like that's one thing, but mainly it's the way he plays. Ryu can play in the corner because of his airspeed. His jumps off the ledge or his jumps from the corner can go very far. So you know how like a sword character like always has control and disadvantage because like they can command some space because of their disjoint. It's kind of the same thing with Ryu because he has a lot of aerial movement and then he has fast aerials. He's Nair mainly, so he can decrease his proc jump around. Yeah, Ryu Nair is really fucking. It makes the character work.
It's so disgusting. Yeah, no,
it's really so it's all that plus Shakunetsu. I think Shakunetsu at a disadvantage kind of varies based on what Ryu you play. Like, are they gonna like sit there and like double jump Shaku ledge and like are they gonna like have good mix with it? Because like I don't think every Ryu has that. Considering my expectation, like my bar of Ryu is literally fighting Icon, who's like the best in NA. My bar is high because that's the only Ryu I play against commonly. So it's not even like this is like the peak of the Ryu I'm playing. It's like this is the only Ryu I'm playing, you know? So that's what I'm used to.
Yeah, I mean, if I can learn to be Icon, I should be able to learn to be my fucking local Ryu. So
yeah, like,
you know, it's not a bad place to start.
Yeah. It's a good spot to start from for sure. That and like
and the same for you. Like if you travel, you have to play a Ryu. You should be good, unless the Ryu is like Ashimo.
Yeah, exactly. Good, so. I can was the same thing. Like I don't think there's a Ryu that you can't beat besides Ashimo. So like I will say also it's like the way he jumps and like because of the way he jumps, he can like jump in the corner. He can like crouch in the corner, nair in the corner. It's very hard to hit him. Ashimo sometimes will do like a jump rising air dodge from ledge, and that's hard to punish because like if he can frame trap you for frame trapping him, suddenly his air dodges out of disadvantage are really hard to punish. And combine all that with focus, you can like focus, take a hit, go back past the ledge, re-grab, then Shaku spam again, then Shoryu through the ledge. There's a lot more options available. The only way to really break Shaku zoning like that from the ledge is to like full hop over it and down air him because that hits the ledge. I've won games against Icon off that, like in bracket, just down airing him at the ledge, like over the Shaku.
At that point, it's just a hard read though. Like I agree, that's Younglink's main counterplay to like double jump reversals off ledge, but it's really high risk. So
yeah.
You're not going to be doing it a lot.
Right. I'll say that, but that's pretty much it. And then like also the Nair stuff is like for whiff punish, like. You can also use like forward tilt. Forward tilt's kind of decent. But in general, the best way to like beat Nair is not more so directly. I mean, you can beat it directly. And like with grabs, pivot grab or dash grab, either works. Forward tilt. Honestly, instead of pivot grab, what I do is like dash back and then dash and dash grab. I feel like that's way easier than pivot grab. That's just me. Dash attack is really good, but it's like you're reacting with it, so it's a bit tricky. Nair and Bear are good, but the best way, for sure, the best way to beat Ryu's jump-ins are to mix his jump timings. Like, jump at the same time he is, or like jump in place a bunch of times to throw off his timing. Make him double guess the time he's jumping in. Essentially, if you can throw that off, then either you beat the Nair and start up with your own aerial, or you just like catch him jumping in really early and you can punish it.
Mm-hmm.
That's mainly it. All right, time for the VOD.
Yeah.
Yeah, this part of the matchup is like most comfortable, right? Because like if he's gonna spam Shaku at this range, then like you just win. So I feel like if they start doing that, then you just.
I agree.
This is where it gets a bit of a problem because like now he's like okay, now you know he's gonna shield and like parry and stuff to get in, and he has jumping, so he immediately tries to jump in there. It's like okay, this is like those like 10 seconds should tell you like basically what you need to look out for right away. It's like okay, the dash and shields to beat the arrows, like that's his main approach tool. And what does he do in that mid range to get in? Is the jump there. Like those are like the two things right away. Like yes, that's the Ryu matchup, and that should be like a thing you know from the start. But also you can't really assume. Like you gotta play to your opponent and not the character, right? So yeah,
that's true.
You gotta take the information as it comes.
Also, I know Ryu in a lot of matchups, instead of jumping there, will go for like dash down tilt in that sort of position, but you're never going to see that versus Young Link, or very rarely because of fire arrow. So. Right, dash down tilt's a lot harder. If he's going to do like a run-up thing, it's probably jab, because jab, like, he doesn't have to like commit to specific spacing with jab. He just runs up and he hits you, that's it. The thing is with down tilt is that like he has to confirm from the spacing, so he has to like check the spacing or be aware of it. With jab, you just hit it and that's it. Nice evasion. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like our ships just doesn't go for like the Shakus right away. He's trying to jump off the ledge. I don't know what he was doing there, but oh yeah. Okay,
I know about this. I can't believe I got hit by it.
Yeah, that's like a, okay. I caught you whacking between angel platform thing. But like for some general tips against Collarbone Breaker, there have been games against Icon where like I just get hit by 3 Collarbone Breakers, but I drop shield on every single one of them. Like sometimes you just know. Icon in general is like not very good at Collarbone Breaker, like compared to other Ryu players at his level. Like it's like you kind of know when it's coming, or like, you have a good idea of it. But like dropping shield is good against it. And you can always spot dodge too, because it's a multi-hit move.
Most of the time you get hit by Collarbone Breaker is off like a block string where they do like slow Shaku, run up Collarbone Breaker, but you like if you're shielding slow Shaku, you already messed up. Like you shouldn't be shielding that things anyways.
So about that, like Ryu has like way better ways to do like the slow Shaku like block string that are true and don't involve Collarbone Breaker. So the Collarbone Breaker is not true, I think, but there are other ways to. I believe it's like I believe it's like Shoryu. There's like Shaku into like aerial Shoryu. That's just instant break shield or something like that. Is there some conversion like that? But it's mainly like you are holding shield against like a down tilt or a jab, and then he'll just collarbone breaker you, or like Nair collarbone breaker.
Oh yeah, that's like the two ways, like slow Shaku and like pressure, like down tilt, collarbone breaker.
Yeah. So like because collarbone breaker is a multi-hit move, you have a really generous time to drop shield on it.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. So you can just drop on the second hit. That's usually what I do. I think just drop on the second hit.
Yeah, that's usually what I do as well. If I for some reason I am shielding, usually I'll just get hit by it.
Right. So it's that.
I don't know. I just got caught lucky.
Yeah, you got caught lucky. Yeah, that happens. Spot dodge you because I'll say this, like I dodge against collarbone breakers, but then he played Toast. And then won game 5, and then game 5, Toast got hit by 2 collarbone breakers. So like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, maybe it's just a me thing. I don't think Toast knows the matchup. Yeah, this position where like back air is good because you get free damage, but I would be careful about this because like when you do back air, you're making them go higher. So the point of Tatsu is that it's free to hit him, but if he goes high, then you don't get a good punish off it like this, right?
Yeah.
You got the full conversion. That was pretty good. That was good. It's just like you're giving him a lot more like chances. So I feel like if you're going to Shaku, you always or you use it at Tatsu, you always go for the Nair, or especially Fair. Fair's good.
Nah.
Nair's good too.
Yeah.
It works. You're just giving him like more chances and whatnot.
Yeah.
Also, another good thing to be aware of about like Ryu is like what I often find myself like Icon saying about this is like when he does down tilt Shaku, it's like what he says is like it's like take your 30 and then play neutral. So like, that's the mentality the Ryu players have in this situation. Like they're gonna get their 30 or 40 from Shaku and then just play neutral with you. Pretty much. That's all they can do.
Okay. Okay. This is a question. A lot of times off Shaku, they'll hit the 30, right?
Yeah.
And then off Shaku, he'll do it puts me in tumble.
Yes.
And then he just does jump in there, and then the net covers everything, and then I get down tilt Shaku again.
Yeah. So that's a common.
Am I DIing the Shaku wrong, or do I have to DI up, or like that's an example. They're like A-land because I'm at like 40.
Yeah. So A-land
hit me at like 10.
Yeah, A-land is good. Also, like drift away. A-land plus drift away is very good. If you back air it's A-land or like just back air, like just to land generally, because you know back air is no lag. You'll be pulling yourself away from Ryu, and then you can like assess the situation from there. But generally, like, yeah, Ryu can just do that because his airspeed is really, really good. So it's like you can A-land, you can like tech roll in sometimes. Generally, that's like he has to kind of read you to do that. I feel like because like, he has to commit to the jump really, really early. It's not like he can react and then jump. He has to like commit to the jump. Early.
Yeah.
So that's a thing, but it's also like if you know he's gonna like close the distance and with an air, then I feel like in that situation is another case he'll just go for the nair because he's in advantage state already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes you can't cross up with rolls. It's just like if you commit to down tilt, then
you can't roll through people. That happens to me a lot. Actually, I try to roll through Ryu and like I forget that you can't do that.
You can. It's just like if he's committing to a very laggy move. So like,
it depends on the spacing as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is a fun situation, and then you just die. Yeah, that's the thing about like this mid range. It's like when you're at like when you're at like 60 or 70%, you got to change how you're playing because you know jab to sure you will kill. But at 140, you gotta be very careful. Like they just like when raw Tatsu starts killing, then that's when also you have to start thinking like, okay, now his burst range option kills. Like you have to be very careful of that. Obviously, you just did down tilt into that, but like, there's definitely that mindfulness that comes with like a more consistent neutral.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think this is the way for playing at advantage. Like, you've been doing this for most of the match. But, like with Ryu, like you want to just keep him in the corner. Like you don't really want to interact with him when you have advantage like this. Mm-hmm. Like this is like probably the best way to do it. Like get a projectile hit, then close the situation like this, and then force the defensive options. Like this is like, a perfect
pressure
example.
him with like shadowing his movement.
Yeah. So now that you got a boomerang hit and you consumed his jump already, so now you go in and then you see the focus.
Be fun too.
Like this is like okay, now I know he's gonna do focus in close situations. Like this is also a really good piece of information you just got. Like this is good.
What would you do there? Would you do like dash up B or something? Like I'm just thinking if there's like a
I used to just take the forward air
because after that rang hit, probably what we're gonna do after the rang hit because we don't have a follow up. We're just gonna shadow him with movement, try bait our option. We see the focus. What would you do? Like because he could release the focus and go for like down tilt, which is like kind of fast. So I'm kind of scared of that.
Okay, let me think about this.
All the way. Like would you? Like I'm watching this back, and it looks like I could do like just dash up B, but that's like also really high commitment.
So think of it sometimes. Okay, so what I want to say first is that multi hits aren't always necessary to beat focus. Think of like Sheik versus Ryu, for example. Sheik can just throw like 2 nairs or 2 fairs, and then focus is gone. You can do the same thing with your own nair. So sometimes you don't have to throw out a multi hit move. Sometimes I'll just throw like landing nair, rising nair, or like rising nair, double jump nair, and I'll break focus. It's kind of like a weird conditioning thing. Like if you try to handle it as consciously as possible, if you try to like go out of your way to beat the focus with like close range options, then I feel like you're giving Ryu what he wants because like suddenly he'll just charge up and do a level 3 focus, and you die. It very much is like it depends on the situation you're in. Like if you're already close and you already hit an area, like let's say you're doing nair and they focuses that, then nair right away, right? But if you're running up to him as he does focus, or like if he's already in focus, then like you have to do like a forward air, a back air. Space Zare is also very good. If you can't break him out of focus, then tap him safely. Like if you can't, like
just hit him once with the Zare projectile.
Yeah. So like if you just can't like break him from focus, just make sure he can't dash into you and kill you, right? Because you know how they're gonna air dash in and then just kill you. Yeah, make sure they can't do that. So like Zare, fire, like take your 1 or 2% and then just play the game. Like he's still in the corner. It sucks, but that's just what you have to do. If you want to hard punish, forward air is really good if you're close range. Like because when they do frame 1 focus out of a combo, you can just forward air anyway, and the combo will be true because focus just loses, right? Because a lot of times they'll do focus out of both like panic options and out of combos. So you can just like forward air instead, and they should have air dodged instead, right? But also, if they're gonna focus and you're in the corner, you have center stage like this, right? If they're in the corner and you just pull bomb, honestly, like if you have a bomb in hand, then like whenever you toss it, it'll beat out focus and you get the conversion. I do this a lot after like a combo too. Like if I get a combo, I'll like pull bomb, and then as they're landing, like let's say I did like down tilt up air, I'll pull bomb, and as they're landing, I'll track their focus and then throw bomb up air. That's just a good way to go about it. Like if after a combo or like if they're in the corner, if they're not like gonna like immediately approach to the corner, if they're focusing and waiting, you can just throw a bomb. If they're doing it like a super close range like that, let me go back and look at it. This like here, like yeah, this is like a okay. You landed a bit close to him, and this is like level 2 focus. Like in this, like you
can like air dash down tilt me. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, at this point you just back off because like what do you lose by dashing back? You don't lose anything. He's in focus, and he's still in the corner. But like let's say let's back it up a bit. Let's say instead of the platform, you were right next to him in the air. If you were next to him in the air, you could totally do like a forward air.
Like a forward air, yeah.
Right, because like it's like if you take a level 1 focus, it's not a big deal. Like you lose stage, but you don't die for it. You just take like 6%, you get knocked away. It might put you in a flat tech shift, but that's it. So it's like you can either take the level 1 focus or hit him. Don't take the level 2 or level 3. That's the mentality. Like if you take a level 1 focus, it's over.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Okay. Yeah, I did get air dash down, so it's
air dash down so scary. That thing's like it's the same principle. Like he can frame trap you for trying to frame trap him. Now, it also just does a lot of mental damage. I was at a tournament on Saturday when I was at the uni weekly. I played I didn't play Lavish, but he showed up because he was in the area and he was talking about because he played Icon recently. In some sort of grind session, he was like, "Dude, Icon's ledge planking is so shameless," and he was like, "I hate how when I try to extend my advantage." He can reverse me and he gets more for it. I'm like, that's just real. Like, you're a sword character. You should know that's not going to work. But, like, nah, he's just, oh, no, this shouldn't happen. This is shameless. Whatever. But, yeah.
Dude, from seeing Lavish on Twitter, he reminds me of, like, Tilde, where he's talking about, like,
dude, that's exactly what he's like. It's hilarious.
He's, like, raw skill, fundamentals, and everyone else is, like, a dude.
Exactly. I'll say quickly about this. Like, this is just like
I just started rolling. I don't know. I just started rolling.
I mean, yeah, but you've also been like rolling a lot, so like I get why you're like scared and all that. Yeah. And like this is a situation where like okay, you just gotta choose to play God and go to ledge. Like it's like yeah, landing on stage and putting yourself in a position where you're trying to roll again is not gonna work. Like you know that rationally, you're just like scared in the moment, you know, and like you're increasing the speed of the game. Those are the moments where you can only win by choosing to play God and just say, all right, you know what, you're right. Fuck you, I will go do the thing that is safest instead of trying to get back the fastest.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta choose to play God and be like, alright, I can wait. I'll be here all day.
Okay.
It really is about that mindset with disadvantage sometimes. It's just to be like, alright, well, I just have to go to ledge, just the best thing possible. Even if it's like giving up the right now. Sometimes you just have to sometimes you have to just give yourself up like that and like let them take the stage and then fight back from there. Yeah, I feel like also you can,
okay, this is basically what I was talking about here. I get down to
so like I feel like you've been like full hopping in a lot, and like full hopping in against Ryu's lot, but you don't have to land on top of him. Like full hop and land next to him, you know. I feel like that's probably best.
Yeah, that's true. Because like the main reason of full hop in versus Ryu is if he does a shaku, you like with punish him. But like
that's right.
You can just land in front of him and like down tilt.
Exactly, you want to land in front of him and like do a nair, but you don't want to land on top of him because if you land on top of him. He can do like parry down tilt. Like he can still do parry down tilt, but if you like do like a forward air, landing there, especially when he's in shaku and lag, like you can like jump, double jump, bait an option, then land on him with pressure. It's hard. It's kind of hard to shield pressure Ryu because like he has the shoryu, he has the up smash, he has the nair, the grab, the down tilt's out of shield, the grab. Like he has a lot of good out of shield options. This is another good thing about Ryu. He's got a great out of shield. The only thing about Ryu's out of shield is that it's kind of short reach.
Yeah, like I feel like space down tilt is really good versus
space down tilt,
but then that's like space down tilt is also only good if he's going to be stuck in shield because all he has to do is just walk a little bit and then he can just go back to down tilting you. So.
Exactly, space down tilt, Zair is very good. I would say like forward air, nair. Generally, like the best way to shield pressure Ryu is to overwhelm him with aerials. Like do a bunch of like forward air, nair, like landing forward air, rising nair double jump nair, back air nair. And then like the best way to mix with Ryu is not with grabs because like grabs are slow rows, so just out of shield. You just mix it with tomahawk timings, like land tomahawk down tilt, land, and then rising, land, rising back air, land, rising there. I used to do that versus
this guy a lot. Because this guy, like, fishes for parries. Like, because Ryu as a character kind of has to, like, doesn't have to, but gets so much of parries. Because Ryu's shield isn't great, but if you parry, you just have access to your, like, frame 2 tilts. So when I first fought this guy, I used to just do a lot of, like, tomahawk down tilts, and they would just break his ankles so hard. Like, it would just
tomahawk down tilts is good.
I kind of stopped doing this.
I feel like the best tomahawk option against Ryu is tomahawk and then short hop rising nair. Because it's just like a good safe option. Like if you do the nair rising and then you can just drift away, Ryu can't punish you for it reliably.
Yeah, you can space the nair without range down throw.
Yeah, and you'll go above it.
Tomahawk nair in general is really fucking good.
Literally, like half my neutral wins against Icon are literally just catching his shield with like rising nair. I kid you not. Like I hit that way too much, but like that's like the main way to mix Ryu up close because you can grab, but like you should only grab like if he's waiting in shield. Like there's a difference between someone shielding and then waiting in shield. You know, like there's a big difference.
Yeah.
You got lucky.
Okay, well, he didn't kill me for it, but
yeah, that's the situation you gotta be wary of. I feel like if they're gonna do like a slow Shaku ledge, you can wait, or like you can jump above it, or you can like just take the Shaku hit.
Yo, by the way, I fucked up the combo here, but B into short hop back air is really good. Nobody does it. I did it right there. I should have got like 60. Not here. When he was at 0%. Like, dude, this combo is so good, but I literally don't see anybody do it. Like, any young kid in the world do it.
Short hop back air?
Yeah, short hop back air, you can just do anything afterwards. But it works first, like, half the cast. You can do short hop back air.
Yeah, so, like, it depends on their height and how far they get sent, so people just...
it depends on the character.
I default full hop back air.
It's really good, though. I think it's better than full hop back air. If you can hit it, I think it's better than full hop back air.
See, I feel like the trap with that is, like, oh, if you can hit it, but then I'm starting to think, like, you can hit it against anyone, because, like, what are they going to do? Like, they're going to jump, or they're going to, like, land into you. So, like, you just, like, delay it, and then you get the short hop one, and then that's it. It's the same thing.
Short hop back is... If full hop back is true, short hop back will also be true. And also, if it's not true, it, like, frame traps really hard. But
that's what I mean, like, you use it as a frame trap first, and, like, not really, like, oh, because it's true. Like, you frame trap off it. I feel like you would only do this if you have the distance of the stage, because then you can get better follow-ups. Because, like, when you do a full hop back air, you get the extension off a platform tech chase, but if you're doing a short hop back air, you get the same back air trains. And then, if you get the same back air trains, you can do, like, back air train across the stage, up B, then back air back, and then put them on the platform, then platform tech chase. So you can turn, like, a 40% combo to, like, a 90% combo.
Yeah.
So I think that's smart. I will definitely be trying that out. I'll lab it out for myself, see what I think about it. That's something I'll consider, because I've been looking at, like, how I can get more damage off my back air specifically at low percents, because I feel like if I'm doing the dash attack, at the end of a back air combo, and I'm not doing the dash attack for the sole purpose of it being easy, then I'm doing something wrong.
Do you do down tilt back air? Because I'm not gonna lie, I literally never do down tilt back air.
I never do. I always do down tilt nair, because it's just easy. And also sets up for flat touch, so
I always do forward air, actually.
It depends. Sometimes I do forward air, like short hop or full hop, but like, at low percent, I'll do like down tilt forward air sometimes, but usually it's a...
Do you do like a delayed nair, like down tilt and then like delayed nair, and then you can go for like a second down tilt or something?
Sometimes, like, but generally it's just like a rising strong nair. I just want to make the combo as easy as possible, and then just like get to the next state of the game.
Yeah, fair enough.
Sometimes...
I guess in like bracket, that's something worth thinking about.
Yeah.
I think friendlies, you want to try to optimize your combos. Bracket.
It's having a mix of like good combos and then like really strong punishes, really strong like frame traps, and then like easy combos that are good. Mm-hmm. Easy combos that are like set up for good positions, not just like playing easy combos, like air dashing.
Yeah, and then you just play like more traditional advantage state as opposed to just pushing for true combos.
So for example, like
that's actually really good versus Ryu. Actually, now I'm actually if we think about this matchup,
because like. Remember, he has a really good disadvantage because he can frame trap you for frame trapping him. That's an example. That was good, right? That's the situation.
Yeah.
Like if you can get the forwarder there,
actually you can contest it with forwarder.
Yes. That's good. Also, like they might not be DIing it correctly. Consider that because they might be holding out to air dash out. So if they're doing that, then they're also DIing it wrong.
True.
This is also you have to be careful of this. I actually lost. I have lost games to Icon because of this. I try to platform tech chase him and I just get down till I die.
I just get down, dude. It's so good. Like extending advantage close up versus Ryu. I mean, you said it before, but like when he has that frame 2 down tilt, it's so fucking scary.
Yeah, you can't. You have to extend advantage, Think of it this way: you are extending advantage by creating situations that are hard for him to win, rather than actually like hitting him more. What I mean by that is like you're extending your advantage by creating really strong neutral situations rather than like actually getting more damage.
I'm so used to like frame dataing my opponents. Yeah, that was a really nice.
Yeah,
that was the other one you were talking about where they can do like a
the car cancel down smash for you. That one.
Yeah, that was really nice. But yeah, I guess because I'm so used to like extending advantage with like pressure frame data situations on platforms and stuff. But versus Ryu, you can't really go for that. You just have to go for like positional ones. You can't actually risk
the
frame data stuff.
Yeah, so basically like I would say like there's definitely a mentality with it. Like you can say like when you put it that way, I think like subconsciously you're gonna be start thinking like, oh, this is worse. But consider that like this is better. It's like equally as good but better in the context of this matchup. Because like I'm saying, instead of extending advantage by getting more damage, you're extending advantage by literally creating situations like that are just basically neutral but like skewed to your favor. So like you're playing neutral 2.0. And I remember like Sonic, he tweeted like once the best way to beat a mid tier is to reset neutral against them. Like it's so true. Like you put yourself in a position where your character who's already better at neutral has the stage and like good positioning. So like you will just win neutral more often. Like you're giving yourself a high success rate in that situation. And like that's just as good.
You don't need to like bullshit them an advantage. Like that's not like
that's what they're good at.
Just
like
win,
if you try to compare those two things between your character will lose. So what does your character have over them? Being able to win neutral very easily. That's just as good.
Yeah, I think Young Link could definitely have that kind of like Sonic type mentality because Young Link's neutral is just so broken.
Exactly. That's what you need to have in this matchup.
And then the disadvantage on Young Link is actually like really bad in comparison to most top tiers. So
is it?
You want to minimize? Well, in comparison to other top tiers, I think so. Okay. Like I don't think Young Link is as much as bad.
Okay, I feel like Sonic's is really good.
Advantage in neutral.
I was gonna say like I don't Young Link's landing with down air is like really good. Down air, B reverse arrow, and frame 2 air dodge. I feel like that's good. His land.
Maybe I don't know.
That was cheesy.
Young Link's reversals are good. Yeah, that was so cheesy. Young Link's reversals are good, but like the only reason Young Link's reversals are good is because you have to use them because we have no airspeed and we're kind of light.
That's kind of true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that, but also like I feel like out of the corner, generally we're actually really good because we have good options to make them come to us, and then we also have good options to keep them away. So that we can condition them from the corner. Sword characters don't even have this. So when I play sword characters, I'm like, dang, I can't swing out of the corner because I'm too slow. But like Young Link can do that, and they can also camp from the corner. So I feel like corner is really good. I will say this: I feel like his recovery is not that bad, but also I feel like I'm just goated at recoveries.
Yeah, I think his recovery being back is such a complete myth. Like I think it's so capped. Like it's like people say Young Link's recovery is bad when like watch top gameplay. Watch Spargo's Cloud in a tournament. The whole tournament he'll get gimped like twice.
Exactly,
like, he'll literally get gimped twice the whole tournament.
Half of it is literally
do that.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, half of it is literally like spacing your up B well because that's such a gigantic hitbox. I have won so many sets off just spacing up B well alone. That was really good. It's just like that. I would say the main thing that sets me
too. Spacing up B is so good. Yeah, it's so good.
The two main things that make my disadvantage better, I feel like, is like the bomb at ledge, like throwing bomb into the ledge to reset my ledge intangibility. If I feel like I need more time, I'll just do that. Not just arbitrarily like oh I need more time, and I feel like I will use this time better than my opponent, then I will do it. That sucked. And then like down airs out of disadvantage are really good because down air and disadvantage and like neutral is very good. So like with all that, I feel like Young Link's disadvantage is just not bad. The only time it's really bad and like really awful is when you're at the ledge without a bomb. I feel like that's when it's like okay, this shit's actually bad.
I think bomb at ledge is kind of a double-edged sword though, because I think I pull a bomb before ledge, but sometimes it feels kind of bad because it makes my timing predictable, if that makes sense. Because like I have to do it within this next like 2 seconds.
That's what I mean, but like having the ability to toss the bomb
most of the time is good. Most of the time is good.
Yeah, most of the time. That's what I'm saying. Like once you start throwing the bomb into the ledge, like to refresh your intangibility, that means like that starts to mean like the same time you have the bomb is not always the same time you get off the ledge. Like because you can turn the bomb into more ledge time, which means the times that you do get off the ledge with bomb are better conditioned and you set yourself up better to get away with it. Because like it just means like because for most Young Links, it means like having a bomb means they will also get off the ledge right away because they'll explode themselves. But they're not using the explosion ball, right? So like it limits their own timing because they're just limiting themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a very complicated thing.
Another thing about down air is like fast full auto cancel down air out of disadvantage, like specifically auto cancelling it on someone's shield is so fucking broken. Like, I swear it's like +0. It's like -0 when you like fast full auto cancel it. Oh my god, it's so it's so good.
So I feel like with this game, also I was gonna say like, what stages do you ban versus Ryu? I should probably ask about this first.
Yeah. Okay, so Ryu mostly kills vertically, so I like getting rid of stages where I feel like he can kill kind of early off the top.
Yeah.
And I also generally versus Ryu, I really like I like size. Like I like having bigger stages because it feels like Yarlink's movement's better than Ryu's, so I like having the ability to like reposition and stuff. So usually I'll end up banning like Yoshi's, probably stuff like Yoshi's and maybe like Smashville, maybe FD, maybe Small Battlefield. Stages like those, I would say. I think with Yarlink, it's really hard to always say like which stages you would always ban because Yarlink like stages are so fluid, you know. So I don't really know like for sure, but I'd probably say most of the time like stuff like Yoshi, Smashville, FD, and Small Battlefield.
Okay, so about like this, actually, I'll say this much. I used to ban straight up like Battlefield FD Kalos or like Battlefield Smashville FD. Actually, I ban Battlefield Smashville Kalos. I would always ban Kalos. But it was until I beat him at that regional on the VOD we're looking at later. That game 3 was the first time I took him to Kalos. Because I sat there for like a minute thinking like what stage would I pick because he banned really good stages against me. And I was like, okay, like in that specific situation, I didn't need to like whip punish him more and like bait his jump ins. I feel like Kalos will best enable that. And I beat him so hard on Kalos apparently because I like JV2'd him. He was like, I'm never taking you to Kalos again. And like I still think that's one of Ryu's best stages. But like I have like literally lived inside his head so rent free he'll never pick Kalos against me. He bans Kalos against me now, which is crazy. So yeah, I've learned through that like Kalos is really good against Ryu, better than I thought because like you get more space. But generally, I think flat stages are not good. But like Town is kind of okay compared to obviously like you would want to ban Town, but like then you risk leaving Smashville open, right? Which is like not great. Like sure, Ryu can't flip on the platform, but it's hard to zone him. So I'd say like Smashville, FD, and then either like Town or Battlefield because like I played against Icon recently and like friendlies, and we played on Battlefield a bit, and I was like, you know, like Battlefield's okay, but I feel like if I'm not on top of my game, Battlefield's not good.
So how would you rank the stages overall then, from like worst to best?
So I would say for sure FD is the worst. Like you should always ban FD in that matchup because like he can land on you for free and then kill you at like 60.
Yeah. I feel like FD is like the smallest stage in the game, or the stage with like the least movement.
Yeah, FD is not good for this. I would say Kalos is like I feel like scales with your matchup experience. Like when you start out, Kalos is not good because it'll be hard to kill him and he can kill you early. Because like yes, you can live off the top, but like Ryu just kills you anyway, dude. It does not matter. Like you're still dying at 70. You're dying at 70 now instead of 50. Big difference. So like that, Kalos is good. But like you gotta make sure like you like know the matchup, like have it down. Once you do it, that's pretty good because like then you take advantage of dealing strengths on the stage again. Town is like decent. I like the Town pick personally. It's just like it's very much like a toss up between like Town or Battlefield. I feel like those are both good. It's just like it depends. PS2 is always really good. Hollow Bastion is pretty decent or too good. PS2 is like the main stage. Small Battlefield is good too. It's like PS2, Small Battlefield. I feel like those are really good. What else is on the stage list? Kalos is okay. But Yoshi's is like fine, I think. He dies kind of early, so like that stage I feel like is good too. I think that's kind of it. Anything else is like kind of okay.
So
what
would you usually ban then? Like FD, Town, and Smashville?
Those three, or like FD, Battlefield, Smashville. Those three generally.
FD, Battlefield, Smashville. Why would Battlefield be worse than Small Battlefield? Like the top platform does not affect him, and the ceiling is higher. So
it's kind of tricky to like get around his movement because focus like lets him also go to the top platforms. So he can like focus around the top platforms, and he has better counterplay around like projectile approaches. So like or like defensive projectiles because he can jump in and then like.
Really? Okay.
Because like
I've never seen like people use like top Battlefield platform to like in neutral.
Well, think about it this way, right? Because like the platform just kind of like obstructs your view mentally. Okay, I don't know why the VOD.
Yeah, this VOD just cuts out. Yeah, I don't know, but
I was gonna say like it kind of even like if it doesn't get in the way technically, it kind of like obstructs my view mentally. Because like if I'm trying to jump up there and like aerial him, I don't want to land on the platform.
So much of stages is also just like personal preference. Like if you just think you play way more better on like SPF than like Battlefield, then I'm not gonna like I have nothing to say to that. Like
So that's why I said like interchangeable. It's like Battlefield or Town. Like you can pick either or. Usually it really depends. Like that was the one day I was like, like I'm not doing well against like on Battlefield today. Like I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. But like that also like kind of makes it more. It can streamline his jump ins a bit because like he has to jump around the platforms, right? But also might like sometimes it like always puts me on platform tech situations, and if I want to extend advantage, I had to like hit him on the platforms. Like that's always great because I mean sometimes I can get reversals very easily.
You get like down tilted, yeah.
Yeah, and then like it can be hard to kill him off the sides. I feel like Yelling is way better at killing off the sides than the top. Like after the buffs, he can kill off the top pretty easily. But like he's always been good at killing off the side blast zone. So I feel like Town is also helpful for that.
How does Ryu kill off the sides apart from like back air?
It's mainly back air, but you gotta understand like back air is like his best raw kill move. Like he's gonna be using that.
Yeah, back air is so good. I'm not gonna lie. I actually get farmed by back air.
It's
like
that's
another thing.
What's up?
Yeah. I said it in like text at one point. I don't think I've mentioned it in VC yet, but like that's the other thing where if Ryu gets to a point, I think the way I lose this set, the set cut out, but game 5, I take him to like 200%, and then he just starts spamming back air in neutral, and I just get hit by one of the back airs.
No, that's what Icon does, bro. He'll just start spamming back air in neutral and I lose. Like
yeah, I don't get it. It's like there's no way I just lost to this guy doing like approaching full back air 5 times in a row.
Yeah, that happens. All right, let me like pull out the Icon VOD. I'll go over games 1 and 3. Game 2 I lost, but I feel like it'll just be best to show you the games I won. Yeah. So here,
what would you usually do versus like back air pressure in neutral?
So I would say like if you can beat it out with forward air, like very early, that's good. Or like catch the landing, like what he does after, so like catch the jump after, catch the shield after. Zare's very good too. If you can like slingshot and space your Zare's that way, once you get really good at spacing like your Zare's with slingshot, and you do it naturally.
Would you try stuff out his jumps? Or
yeah,
that's something in general actually in this matchup we haven't already talked about, but like do you think stuffing out jumps is like a good thing?
It's a good thing. It can work. But like considering at the range that Ryu jumps at, like he can jump in from, like think about how far you are away from Ryu already. Like if you're gonna stuff Ryu's jumps up close, you should be playing at like a mid to close range. Like if you're already at like a mid to close range, but like baiting his jump timings, you can like bait his jump and then run up an air hit, like air to air him, right? Because like that's the point. Like you're gonna bait out his jump timing and then punish it really early with like a nair. Back or downer is good too. Downer is really good. Forward air, etc. Like a lot of catching Ryu's jumps up close works through catching his jump timings.
Okay.
So yeah, small Battlefield game 1 because he said no to PS2. I think. Yeah, it's like that time. It was like I think it was a medium shock. I just like ran away right away. I was like, nope, I'm not dealing with that.
Kind of funny how do you pronounce your tag? Like it's the same tag.
Yeah, so they had to pronounce. I think it's just his tag is literally Icon and then mine's Ikana. But I don't know, like the head TO in our region is so adamant on pronouncing it Icona. I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Like, I got hit by forward air. He has the same like thing of like the runoff area, but like, look how I like pause in the air when I caught the boomerang. Like, it's like hovering around the air where he wants to be, pretty much. And then this situation, I just completely disengaged from him in disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
See what I mean? Like, look what I did with the nair. Like, it didn't work out, but like, I just jumped in the air and waited a bit. Like, that's generally like what mixes Ryu hard is waiting in the air and mixing up his jump timings. Because if you're already in the air, he can't like jump and nair you. You have to, like, because you're gonna throw in an aerial and you'll win.
Yeah, dash back bomb to cover landing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 90%.
Dude, the back air is so good, man.
I was holding out to drop from the platform, but like, yeah, 90%. I got hit by that. I was like, fuck.
Dude, it's so fast. It's like -4 on shield. It kills. It doesn't have a sound spot. Oh,
yeah, that shield pokes. That's very cool. And then I caught the focus there.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Like, you don't even have to.
Yeah,
you don't even have to.
That's pretty good.
You don't have to break the focus because when they air dash, there's still lags. Like, literally, you can just get the second hit of forward or two. And then just nair him. Like that, bro, just done. Like, even game again. See how he's jumping in and, like, not committing? That's what I mean by mixing his jump timings. Because then, like, that's what I've conditioned. Like, he's jumping in without an aerial. Because, like, if he commits the aerial early, then I just punish it.
Yeah. Dude, you got away with, like, so much mashing there. Like, respectfully, of course.
Yeah, because
like,
once you get air,
you land on his shield, like, 4 times.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do against Ryu. Like, you can just mash on a shield sometimes. You really can. Especially when they're not committing. Like, you can just do that.
Yeah, I guess it's about feeling them out a lot.
Yeah, I buffer the confirm, but he messed up.
But that was nice. That was nice.
See, look at that mix. He died off that. I did the one jump to bait, like a jump early, and then did boomerang. This exact situation is what I mean. Like the empty health boomerang. Bait the timing, he dies.
Yeah, that's really nice. Dude, is that bad DI from him? What the fuck?
That is bad DI, yeah, because he went flying, but also that was a weird situation, because, like, he was going to hold out or die, or, like, hold down. He went to hold, like, straight down, I think. It was a weird situation, plus, like, he probably wanted to focus dash away. You remember what I was saying earlier? He might have been buffering that. You see what I mean? This shit's stupid!
Yeah.
Like, you just died.
I think also turnaround, so, like, you were 100% dead there.
Yeah, I messed up my CQC because of the rank recash and died for it. Like, okay. Because I played the disadvantage situation after wrong. I put me in a bad disadvantage situation, and I just guessed wrong, and I died. Like, okay. That was a really risky down air, but I got away with it. That's another thing, like, rising Nair can break the Shaku, so you can just run up in Nair.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things break it. It's just that, like, it covers so much space over a good amount of time that makes it really good. I tried to read, like, a mash out of, after the Nair, but he just got down tilt in time anyway, because Ryu Nair is broken and down tilt is broken. This is what I mean by the bomb refresh. Like, he's waiting in ledge already, so I just gave myself more time, and I was able to get away with it.
The stream froze. Wait, run it back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I used the tether to pull a bomb, and because the tether, like, reduces your get-up intangibility, I just damaged myself on the bomb to reset it, and I got another bomb for it, and yeah. Now I have a better time at ledge. Because I took more time for myself to recover, like, mentally. So I got my patience back, like, enough, and it helped me with my composure. That's the main point of it. It helps your composure. It's not really the fact that you gain extra 3 seconds.
And you're like kill percent anyways, so
exactly. Like,
extra.
And that's another thing. It's like, it's not the fact that, like, you actually get more time. That was good pressure because you try to do down smash to catch, like, the shield pressure. So it's like the perfect timing for that forward air. I literally could not have set that up any better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip game 2. I'll go straight to game 3 because it's gonna be like game 2 was Hollow Bastion, which is like fine. But I really want to talk about the game 3 because, like, I literally spent a whole minute on the character on the stage select screen. Like, I'm not kidding you. The commentators were sitting here for a fat minute. Oh wait, this is my Ice Knight set. Nope, wrong set. Because it's like right after. It was like right here. Yeah. So they were saying, like, oh, this is a good pick for Young Link, but in my mind, I'm like, this is an awful pick. I'm picking the worst possible stage, but this is the best stage for the player I'm fighting right now. So I was like, I know the risk I'm taking, essentially. So much so that he ends up hating the stage now. That short hop Nair shield, like, that's another thing. That's like another, like, core habit right there. Jump, Nair, shield. Watch to get over the projectiles, like, right here. There. That's, like, the main thing. I get hit by Shaku, it's like, ugh.
I guess that's why covering with grab is good, unless they start going for, like, Nair spot dodge or Nair, like, jump or other options. But if he's Nair shielding, then, like, grabbing is really good.
Yeah, see what I mean? But mixing the jump timings again, I mixed the jump timing. I didn't get the punish I wanted, because my Nair traded, but that's, like, the idea. Yeah, and this is, like, the double jump Nair, too, because, like, eventually he's gonna start double jumping back in, focus in. Now he's doing a lot of double jumps with focus.
I feel like he's playing way more aggressive than the guy in my region.
Yeah, because I realized at this point, like...
Do you agree?
Yeah. So, like, at this point in the set, I was like, okay, yeah, he's just full committing, like, jumping in and, like, playing super aggressive to get over my projectiles. And this one instance, like, this is what he's doing. And, like, he's super committing to it. So, like, I need to, like, just sit back, bait him, and then whiff punish him with grabs or, like, any other whiff punish tool. And I was like, Callus is the one stage I can do that on because he won't land on platforms. He'll, like, land next to me and I can punish him for it. That's why I chose the stage. That was my point going in. Like, I knew he was going to jump in with Nair eventually, and his whole mix-up was to mix up, like, from that point. Like, he'll mix his jump timings, he'll mix his aerial timings, he'll mix his, like, jump angles, he'll mix with focus. But the fact of the matter is, his strategy is still to approach. He's just changing how he does the approach.
Yeah. And I guess you gotta keep it very back to not get, like, red and die.
Yeah.
Oh, that was risky, but I mean it worked. But that was so risky. What? You don't do drop down there? Am I dumb? I feel like you just kill him if you.
Well, yeah, but at this point as a player, I wasn't really, like, my advantage state wasn't really good. Like, even though
okay.
One of the things that I sucked at this time was going for advantage state when I had reward on the table. That's something Icon told me recently, and I've been working on that.
Because if he's if you get a kill off it, it's like the risk rewards. Like a lot of time with the Young Link, because again, versus Ryu, you die, you gotta be like kind of reserved with when you want to go in. But if it's a situation where you will kill him off it, then
yeah, of course. This is another situation, like mixing up the timing. Forward or nair, just catches mash out of shield.
Yeah.
Catching the jump.
Nice.
This is a good situation. Look at this. Look at this. This entire string.
Yeah, nice. Nice movement.
Just catching the jump in, and waiting out the nair and getting the shield after the grab. Bam. And then you get 46 plus ledge trap off it. That's the exact situation that probably won me the game. The fact like, okay, I can punish this and you have to do something about it. And I mixed his timing again. See how I just retreat back to the long range? I gain space off the arrows and then jump back to catch the jump in again. This is like where I can go wrong though, because if you're in the corner like this, then he could just do that. That's what I've just been trying to do for the past 2 minutes. That exact jump in there to shore you. That's what he's been looking for.
True. You've actually been hit. That was like the first jump in there you got hit by. Like when I actually break it down, you're like being so evasive here. Like if I think about what I'm getting hit by in my state, I'm getting hit by like, because the only way that he's winning neutral really is going to be with like a jump in aerial, a down tilt, or a shaku. And like you're really playing around those three options really well.
That's exactly why I picked Talos, because like I can take space sometimes and then I have no space to work with to punish that.
Yeah. Nice, man.
Then like I already have stage 70%, good spot. He does reverse nair because he focused, so that messes up. And now at this point he's making mistakes like with the reverse nair there, like the cracks starting to show.
He's so far behind, he's gonna start playing worse. Exactly. Yeah.
So like now I'm at I got up to like 135%, and I have only 19%.
Yeah. And
then he top players me and just beats me in all the disadvantage scenarios. He grabs me, he catches my neutral get up. He pressures the landing. He catches that projectile, and then bam, I died.
Yeah.
That's what Ryu does to you. But like I had won so much up to this point that I could get Ryu'd in 10 seconds, and I still had enough chance to win the game. Because look,
yeah, because that's how far ahead you were. Because I mean, honestly, like if you're playing this matchup well, like you can just build a massive lead. Because how does
exactly like I was like, okay, I just had to recompose myself. But like again, I won off mixing his timing, down tilt like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
So like mixing the jump timings are like the best thing you can do against Ryu for sure. That's like the main thing, and then like how you beat Shaku, and then like conditioning them around it. Because like their Shaku, even though it's slow and you can beat it with fire arrow, if you're beating it with fire, they condition you. So they just start jumping in and nairing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can kind of flip it and say you're also conditioning them, but at the end of the day, you're not going to be doing jumping. You got to use it to your advantage. Because
we get more of zoning Ryu, generally we're not going to do that. Like we can do that for sure, but like, the reward isn't there compared to him, right? Because like if he jumps in with a nair at 60, we should be dead every time.
Yeah.
Because jump in nair, jab 1-2 shoryu is true, and you just die. Like that's what I was telling Toast afterwards. Like I was telling him like he was not playing like he could have died at 60, because like there were so many times he died at like 60 or 70 because like he was just on stage and I can just get the jab 1-2 and he dies. Like it does not matter. Like
you need that awareness.
Yeah, once you're at 60%, it's like okay, like this is the percent where jab 1-2 shoryu kills me. Like that's when it's like okay, now I gotta like turn up real quick. I can't get hit by that. But yeah, like any other questions or anything else I can answer?
Yeah. When we're talking about, I don't know, mixing like jump timings, what range are you envisioning yourself at versus Ryu when you're jumping around him? Is this like a jump in like that space down to range? Is this a jump from like roll distance to like mid range? Like,
so I didn't specify a range because I meant it like every range and as you go between the ranges. So for example, like at mid range, you can like jump in place and like threaten aerials as he jumps into you, right? But what if you like jump forwards? Because if he's not gonna like move out of shield, you can jump like mid range, like jump in place or like jump at full health height to discourage jumps, then land on him, and then at short pressure or short range or not short range, close range. When I talk about mixing jump timings at close range, I'm talking like the tomahawk down tilts, the tomahawk rising nair, the back air nair, the fair nair, stuff like that. You know, shield pressure to catch the jumps.
Yeah.
And at long range, I'm talking about like the tomahawk, rising boomerangs, the aerial arrows, the run up full hop down air, like the projectile mix, like the.
Do you use aerial arrows?
Yeah, sometimes I started really using like the full hop or short hop B reverse arrows. Like I found uses for those in my gameplay now. They're actually pretty good.
Approaching or retreating?
Both, because you retreat with the dash back and then you approach with a B reverse. It's like kind of you don't really need it. This is like really all you need to like mix Ryu diagonally is like your movement in the context of his jump timings, boomerang and downer and like your aerials and stuff and Zair. Because the way I always think about it is you can force an option to work through timings. Like that boomerang wouldn't have worked, but because I threw off his timing, I baited the specific jump that would have worked and then just punished it with the same option. Like I did the same option, but not really because I changed the timing.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I think it's a lot about like at this point because like Younglink has the ability to have all these mix-ups in neutral. You have all this complexity. You just need to be like maintaining that, so you can't let Ryu just like get like an easy opening.
Yeah,
that's just kind of how like just thinking about like how my sets go versus him and like that set versus Icon just now. So like, a lot of times I'm just like I'm oversimplifying it to a stage where I'm just doing like arrows and dash backs. Just I'm not actually like exerting much pressure of my own. I feel like I'm letting him control, but like in this matchup. I feel like Youngling definitely has the ability to control himself.
Right.
Like, as you say, just literally just mixing up good pressure like constantly and really can't really go with it.
Yeah. So like it's like supposed to be like, and when I phrase it like this, it sounds like something different, but like it's not really anything different from like the process of neutral itself. Like my point is like, you know how like when people start like jumping over your boomerangs, you like instead of doing dash back boomerang, like you do like a short hop boomerang instead, right? It's the same idea because like the short hop, that short hop boomerang does instead of the dash back is you're changing the timing of the boomerang, and then like I guess the height too, but it's really the timing to catch their timing on their jumps. Like that's what you're doing. Like it's like okay, they're getting around my projectiles, so like let me note down the times they're doing it, like the times they're shielding, the times they're jumping, and then punish that with the same options. Like that's just sometimes you don't have to change your option, like literally you can just change your option in terms of timing.
Yeah. And I think that's a really important thing to just bear in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because another reason why that works as well as Ryu specifically is because a character like Ryu, like as opposed to like Swordies where it might not be as effective, but there's Ryu because he loves like fishing for parries. Mixing up timings is like really good versus him because like he didn't get a single parry that set. Like he was not able to parry.
Yeah. I mean the reason we play this way is like yes, you could also mix up your projectiles by approaching right with aerials and like whatnot. But that's not conducive to the strategy or the neutral we're playing. So, like, for example, I think a lot of younglings, like, I think I used to follow this a lot. It's like, okay, my projectiles aren't working, I'll go in, right? But take, for example, like a character like Luigi and Cinnamon or Ryu, like, it's like...
You can't go in,
You can't go in, right? So what do you do? Like, you're like, okay, I understand that, like, I'm playing... My strongest advantage, like, when I get an advantage, I'm, instead of, like, getting more hits and running at him, I'm resetting the situation to where I will like have a higher chance of winning neutral or like a really high chance of winning neutral. So it's like, okay, what tools will help me like enable that? Like, yeah, I'm gonna do aerials when he comes in, right? Like the forward mix of his timing, the nair, like downer, like if I'm gonna mix his jump timing, then yeah, I can hit him. But really, it's about mixing up the timings of the stuff that already is strong, like your boomerang and arrow and stuff. Like that's the easiest and most powerful thing to do because like they're relying on a few amount of options to get in. So you can just change your timings to cover those options. Like, why not do that? Yeah. I mean, it's not the same. It's not as one-to-one. It's kind of hard to wrap your head around compared to like, oh yeah, instead of this thing is not working, I will do this other thing. But like, you can do the same thing differently, and the same thing differently is probably stronger because like you were already doing that same thing for a reason.
Yeah, like there's a reason that's your main option. Like there's a reason that's your plan A and not your plan B.
Exactly. That's my point. That's sort of like insight that I'm giving is like. Basically, like, the start into how to, like, commit to a specific game plan or commit to a specific strategy. Because, like, time mix-ups and, like, movement and, like, playing from certain situations, that's, like, the huge insight to it. It's, like, be able to play from a specific situation and adapt from that situation rather than changing the situation. Because the situation you're playing from is strong. And it's a very, like, roundabout way of covering it, but, like, I can only, like, circle around it because you will only understand it, like, intuitively once you do it for yourself. I can't really, like, get to the way or the purpose of it until you, like, experience it and, like, intuitively understand it for yourself. I can only go around it in circles.
No, that makes sense.
I think that's just kind of how, like, learning any sort of, like, competitive thing works. I mean, I can, like, try to explain it as best as I can, but, like, you will, like, truly understand, like, every word I'm saying once you, like, do it yourself and you experience, you experience the difference, you know? But yeah, if you have any other questions, I'm still here. But like, I have like 5 more minutes. I'm gonna go make lunch and then go to class. So like, anything else?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I mean, honestly, like this was really useful. I don't know how good you are at different matchups, but Like, I might run this back for different matchups.
Yeah, I'd be down because like, I hope I'd be good at a lot of matchups considering how many notes I write. I hope I'd be good.
Yeah, I don't.
I'd really hope. But like, yeah, like there's still some matchups I don't know. Like I have refused to learn the Duck Hunt matchup for months. But I have to learn it.
Bro, you're never gonna need that. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, there are 3 Duck Hunts in my region. I lost to a Duck Hunt.
You know what I mean?
There are 3 Duck Hunts in my region. I need that shit. I need it.
3 Duck Hunts.
3 Duck Hunts, yes.
Bro, it's Duck Hunt just win. Like, just spam projectiles, and if that doesn't work, spam there.
Yeah, that's what I gotta do. But I mean, like, okay, like at this point, I'll be real. Like, it's not just me who gets natural check. Like, this same Duck Hunt player who I lost to, our number 2 currently has lost to, I think. Like, our number 2 Toad, he lost to a Duck Hunt. I don't think it was the same Duck Hunt. It was a different Duck Hunt he lost to. And, like, these Duck Hunt players, like, they are, like, PR or, like, close to PR. They're just, like, they just show up randomly and upset people because they match check people. Like, I can lost to the same Duck Hunt I lost to this season. Like, last season. Oh so, like, they just match check people and leave. Like, they don't even help us.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's so fucked up.
And do you know the Min matchup?
Yes, I'm actually pretty good at that. That's a matchup I don't play in region.
Yeah, because at the regional last weekend, this guy that I usually play against, basically he plays like 4 characters. He plays Banjo, Inkling, Steve, and Min.
God, that's like tough.
I mean, it's fine. I'm like 10-2 on him in sets or something. I lost this last one because he went Banjo, I went up 2-1, and then he went Min versus me for the first time in like over a year. I just forgot the matchup entirely. I just got completely destroyed, so I really need to learn the matchup. So.
Oh my god, I hate when that happens. Like, that happens to me when I fight Rob, and like, I will beat Hereta, and then I'll just lose to like 2-3 sets in a row, like, because I forget the matchup, and then like he teaches me, and then like, I'm like, wait, the stuff he's teaching me is not helping me. I have to figure this shit out on my own. Fuck, right? That does not help. Wait,
with Min, it's like really important as well. Because Min, if you don't know it, you just die.
Yeah. I'm very good at the Min matchup. That's one of my most confident matchups. Because like that's like something where it's like, that's a matchup where I think like, most Youngling players will just do the Youngling play. It's a check of like, do you understand like what you're doing in the sense of neutral? Because like, with Min, it's like there's a way to play against Min that works. But you'll only understand it if, like, you have the fundies to, like, understand it, right? Like, obviously you do. But, like, there are players I've tried explaining to the Min matchup to that, like, just don't. Because they just play Youngling, right? They just sit back, throw projectiles. And that's not going to work against Min. Like, you have to go in against Min, but there's a way to do it that, like, shuts off her especially well. But, like, I'll teach you that when we get to it.
We can go over that later.
Yeah. Because, like, there's a Min at my university that I've played a bunch. So, like, I've never dropped a set to the Min player in my university. I'm, like, 7-0 on him. So I do have to teach you that. But for now, I'm gonna get going. Thanks for like asking for help. It's like I'm gonna need this for when I probably fight Icon on Saturday because like I would probably play the student bracket again.
Yeah, when you like help other people, it's like a nice refresher for yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Right. This is a matchup that I can never afford to like be bad on because like I'm supposed to be the person that teaches the matchup for other people because like I'm the only Youngling that fights like. Icon regularly. Yeah, fights Icon regularly. Like Icon is like Semi has a Ryu in his region. Like I think you have a Ryu in your region, but like they're not Icon.
The guy that I'm talking about, he's actually really good. He might be the best Ryu in Europe. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like that's good. That's good for sure. I'm just saying like there's a difference between like being like PR'd or like being the best of in your country compared to like being on literal Orion rank and getting 9th in the major. Like there's a bit of a difference. Like. You can like I just want to say like your practice is good against Ryu. Like you have good enough practice, like more than good enough practice. To be honest, it's just like I have the next level practice instead, so I have to be the person who like is on top of that and like takes the initiative for like the rest of the Younglings to learn. Because I have only done the opposite. I have helped this dude beat Skittles, Click, and Toast. I literally like.
Oh my god! I watched that live. That shit was so hype. That set was so hype.
Yeah, I was the person who taught him how to be Click, Skittles, and Toast. And like when he hit that focus roll on Click, I was like, oh my fucking god, there's no way.
Alright, that shit was so hype. Dude, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If like in that situation, like if there's a player from my region where it's like I know the matchup really well, I would rather like they beat some Younglings than I help Younglings beat them. Like obviously I help other Younglings, like I help other Younglings with the matchup, but like if they're gonna play against, I don't know, say like Bloom for example, because I play Bloom a lot, so I'm really good at the Dayo matchup. Like I'd much rather Bloom goes and beats Dayo because he's so.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's just like par for the course. And also, like, I've kind of realized this, like, I don't think that's how Alex care about the game. This is something I kind of didn't want to admit early on, but, like, Toast cares more about Strive right now. Like, I talked to him about it. Like, he cares more about Strive. He only went to Frosty's for Strive. And Skittles, like, I don't know, he's kind of elusive. He's kind of hard to get to at events. The only time I saw him at Frosty's was when he was cheering against me, which is very fun.
He got farmed at that event, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I outplaced him. But yeah, the only time I saw him was when he was cheering against me, so that was fun. But yeah, like I've had like people in my reach. So Eyesight has been telling me that like Skittles like trying to assess if he wants to keep playing the game or not. So like, that's all like talk like here or there. Like I don't know, but like I'm starting to realize like the only reason I got here I think this far is like because I care more about the game than the top younglings right now.
No, that's true. If you like put in effort and you want to improve, like it sounds so dumb when I say it out loud, but if you care and you like put in the effort, you will improve. Like it's
exactly
just
right.
Facts. Like
that's why I've gone this far.
To, like a minimum like low PR level is like the minimum place you're gonna reach if you're doing it.
Exactly. I like, only just reached that. Like I can still go so much higher. But like, that's my point. Like
you can still go higher. Like
it's like recognizing that I care just as much as they do about this game. So I am just as valid in like my approaches to like help the community get better and like help other younglings get better. And also like obviously I'm gonna help the people I spend the most time with. So obviously I'm gonna be helping like the top players in my region because like I think when they lose to Skittles, they're like, damn, dude, like. It's like, I don't know how to beat Skittles. I'm like, my fault.
Oh my god! If someone in my region lost to like another youngling, dude, like I would feel bad.
I was talking to them. I was like, what can I do to like be different at, like to help? And like I was like, this is not your responsibility to help them. Like that's just their fault because like a lot of our top players like Skittles, I started Revolver. Like they lose to Skittles a lot. I can beat Skittles one time. It's just like it's not my responsibility. I just take it as a learning opportunity and watch them play. Like when I see them play, I just watch it. I'm like, okay, this is what I can do better next time. Because like it's not my responsibility. Obviously, I want to help them, but like it's really just about like helping who you're like closest to. Really.
Farms a lot of the UK. Like Semi has a really good record versus a lot of the UK PRs.
Yeah.
But Semi's really fucking good. I'm so happy he says he's gonna focus on
right.
Smash,
He finally got.
When I saw that tweet, that tweet made like my whole.
Yeah, I know, right? That's literally what Toad did in my region. He finally got his like engineering degree, and then he got his job. Then he like got his like work life sorted out, and then he immediately like became #2 in Chicago, and then beat Luis at Poor Priority. Like literally, he did the college grind. He got his job. He got his life sorted out. Then he just started going to try hard and Smash, and it worked out. Like that's what Semi's doing. I can't wait to see where Semi goes because Semi's already like top 10 EU. So like,
yeah, he's easily top 10 EU. But he got it on PGR only whenever going to like 4 events. He got like 9th in Europe. He's so good. I want him to travel more. I want him to. If there's any youngling like out of the top ones right now that like shows youngling is broken in their gameplay, I think it's Semi.
It's Semi, dude. That's... Like J Dizzle like is so broken at the game, but like Semi is so broken at youngling and the game. So like what happens
specifically, yeah. That's why he's like so fun to watch. I really want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And he's from Europe as well, I guess. So I'm gonna be.
Yeah, actually, like it's just like a lot of the Europe younglings are really strong. Like Draver is really strong. I want to watch more of Draver's gameplay.
Yeah, Draver's probably the second best youngling in Europe right now.
Yeah.
I think I might be third. I don't know. Nobody plays fucking youngling.
What about Falker? Does like Falker still play?
Falker? I don't know. I know Falker's like. It's funny, Falker and Bluto were like friends in secondary school, so they like played a lot, which is why he got good. But I don't know like where Falker is. I never see that guy attending. I think he only goes to like his one local.
Yeah,
he's probably better than me. He's probably better than me. He's probably really good, but I never see him actually like turning up.
Yeah.
Like, and then in all the other countries, like that's France. There's like two younglings in France. Everybody else, they used to be younglings in different countries, but they would drop them. They used to be American Italy. I thought it was. They dropped them. They used to be MVL in Spain. MVL quit. Mr. R doesn't play young anymore. Nobody in Germany's ever played youngling.
I'm just saying. All it takes is for like one youngling player to get to the top, and then show like all the shit that we've learned, like with like Downer, like once they learn like Downer, and then like the better disadvantage stuff, then they'll realize, wait, youngling is actually what we thought this character was.
Youngling's so broken.
I'm telling you, that's all it takes. But like none of the top can do it because like either they don't care or Semi like he's just not able to do it because like he just like got his school out of the way. So I gotta be the one.
Start attending. Yeah,
I need to be the protagonist. I need to be the anime protagonist.
I gotta get going because I actually have a local in half an hour. So
oh, have fun!
I gotta go in, obviously.
Are you gonna fight this Ryu player again?
Nah. Because I'm not in London.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope like it goes well. Have fun. I'm gonna put this VOD on YouTube as well, so I'll link it in the.
Yeah, that's cool with me.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. I'll ping you when the VOD is up, and then you can take a look at it.
Nice.
All right. See you around.
Yeah, I'll see you, bro.